Welcome to the Character Issues Podcast. And now here's your Character Issues host, Brian Edwards.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Character Issues Podcast, coming to you from the land of the free...
Question mark?
Yeah, my name's Brian Edwards. With my introduction, as always, is Leah Haydu. Leah,
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
You know what? This has been a real shitty week, Brian. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yes, it has.
However, I ordered a bunch of weed today that I'm going to pick up after this podcast. And yeah, I mean, listen, I got nothing right now, but I'm here. Hello.
Hello, you are here. You know who else is here? Rich Davison. Rich, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here. Thanks. I'm a guest here. Oh yeah, love being here on my 50th episode or whatever it is.
I am distracted. If you hear anything through the microphone besides my voice, it is my dog who's decided that he needs to be in my lap and wanted to sniff it immediately. Because that's the type of energy we bring to the Character Issues Podcast. We open up with a strong fuck ice. We then lead into a slight bit of misery. We have a quick build-up from our forum correspondent, Rich Davison, and then a dog enters the fray and reminds you that there is still love in the world. And that's what we're here to remind you of, the Character Issues listener. And thank you all for being here. Thank you all for listening to our most recent news episode. The Character Issues News Network for News, Volume 3 came out last Monday, and as per usual, everybody downloaded it, which is super, super rad. We love talking about video games, and thanks for listening to it. But one of the things I wanted to turn everybody on to, which we did kind of just like on the fly to see if it would work or to see if we could easily, and it turns out we could. So Rich, can you tell the people where they can also now find the podcast?
Yeah, so because we're on the bleeding edge of like media and stuff, it occurred to me at some point last week that maybe YouTube is like the best place to go. So I spent the princely sum of about 1 minute researching whether YouTube's a good place to put podcasts, and hey, it turns out that it is. So now we are available on YouTube. We've got a lovely background. It's the digital image that Leah commissioned of our three visages, and you can listen to that on YouTube now, and you can comment on there too. I think that's the thing.
Yeah, you can. And the thing is that having not like talked about this or like actually said it to anybody, we've got there are no comments on the Character Issues News Network for News that's up there, but we do have almost 20 views without telling anybody, so that's all right.
Yeah. So that's on youtube.com/ @Character Issues Podcast. Yeah, that's us.
Yes, it is.
What else is there to say? I don't know. It makes it easier for us to link on social media, I suppose. So cool.
And there's also that's probably like the easiest and best place to, like, for the news show, for example, I put all the links to the articles that we're talking about and sources of that stuff, so that'll all be on there. It's in our show notes too, but it's a little bit more easy just to click the link on your desktop or whatever you're looking at that. And all of our shows moving forward will also appear there with that wonderful image, as you already mentioned. So go check us out at Character Issues Podcast on YouTube. Hello, YouTube. That's a Jeff Grubb line I just stole, and I won't do it again. Leah Haydu. Hi. We've been playing some video games.
It's true.
I have completed 2 video games over the last since the last time we spoke on the Character Issues Podcast. What have you been getting into? Like, are we still connecting Australia? Are we still actively doing that? Have we finished?
I have
connecting.
Finished. I have completed.
Okay.
Everything is connected. We're all connected again. I finished Death Stranding 2.
Okay, so we're just gonna say right now, spoilers for Death Stranding 2 start right now. If you do not want to be spoiled on the ending of Death Stranding 2, please don't listen for the next, let's call it 5 minutes, because we're going to talk about it.
Something tells me Leah, we don't have a hard time turning our listeners off when we're talking about things. But,
yeah, that's true. So, Death Stranding 2, huh? Death Stranding 2. That was
this is the appropriate reaction.
That was certainly a Metal Gear ending.
Oh boy,
like almost literally. So, yeah, So, I mean, I don't even know where to fucking start with this game. Like,
did you like the game? Do you like?
Yes.
Will you look back on Death Stranding 2 and say that was a good game?
Yes. However,
Okay.
with some caveats, I did enjoy it. But I did not enjoy it as much as I liked the first game.
Sure.
For a few reasons, I think. A while back, Rich said something to me that we were going to revisit when I finished the game, and what it was that he, I'm paraphrasing here, but he didn't think that we need a Death Stranding 3. Once at 71, 72 hours, whatever I completed this game at, I can now say definitively, I don't think we needed a Death Stranding 2.
Yeah.
I'm not mad it exists. Like, I'm glad that this is here, but it's almost more of a remake of one, like a reimagining, a reboot, if you will.
Sure.
Because it's like all of the pieces from the first one are kind of just there already, like, and except now we're doing it in Australia instead of the US, and also things are way less dire. Like, if we hadn't done this, like, there really probably would not have been that many issues to work out. Like, I don't know, maybe if tomorrow, i.e. your child, i.e. Lou, who we thought was dead at the beginning of the game, I knew it was going to be some bullshit like this. Like, of course it's her. What the fuck? Why does Sam's kid have weird tar powers? Who knows? It's hard to say.
It's Louise.
Yes.
Leah.
Yes,
Louise.
I'm aware. Yes, thank you.
Can I don't want to steer your thoughts, but
No,
can I ask
please.
a question?
Of course, yes.
Well, it's less of a question. I want your reaction to two things in the finale, which are the two things that maybe informed my opinion on the entire game more than anything else. And I'm not talking about the Die Hard Man dance scene. I will defend that until the day I die.
Is it Troy Baker's lovingly rendered nipples?
It's shirtless guitar fight and giant baby in any order you decide.
So, I mean, well, one really leads into the other, right? Like,
they're very related. You can always,
giant
however
baby
you feel like.
eats loser of guitar fight. So, which I think was the time that I took a screenshot and sent it to Rich and said, "What? Just what?
What
is going on?"
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my reaction to both of these things. Is what.
Yeah, that was the moment where I was like, this is like on paper, two shirtless dudes on the top of a mountain inside of a volcano. Weird, like something's happening in there. Like having a guitar battle, and then one of them getting eaten by a giant baby. At some point, like I was like, oh, this is like Stephen King's cocaine phase when he wrote the Tommyknockers, where it's just like, and then this happens, and two guys are fighting shirtless, and then a giant baby comes. It's going to be incredible.
Maximum Overdrive? It's kind of like that,
right? Yes. So like, some ideas are theoretically cool, but not actually cool, and that's kind of
on.
I should
like,
love
Metal Gear
this.
Solid 4. Like he's already done this.
So into this.
Yeah.
Like. What I love is that he's like, yeah, I'll have another crack at that whip. You know, as players didn't get enough of that 10-minute long fist fight at the end of Metal Gear Solid 4. So what we need is dueling banjo style.
Spoilers,
like,
Brian,
fucking...
I guess. Sorry.
Oh no, I've watched that clip
I
before.
You had, yeah.
Like when they're both like noodling on the top of the DHV Magellan, because heaven forfend we didn't give it its full title, and I'm just like, oh my God,
wait, but DHV, it doesn't stand for Deep Tar Hunting Vessel after all.
It stands for Die Hard Man's vehicle or vessel.
Yep.
Again, I want to remind everybody that in an interview that I was watching, Kojima did say that this was the best game he's ever made, which is kind of nuts. Yeah. But I mean, like,
it's certainly the most game he's ever made.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
I think all three of us have the same general perception of this game, don't we? It's like, I didn't hate it. I certainly had an interesting time going back into the universe, but by God, like, this was slightly unnecessary. And please don't make a third game. I don't want to put words in anybody's mouth, but That's where I'm at.
Yeah. No, and I mean, he set it up for a third game, right? Like, so.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
I have not heard anything about whether he has intended to make a third game, but I can't imagine that he's not. Like, yeah.
I mean, I know he's making OD and what's that other, the one that's going to be Metal Gear Solid, but not Metal Gear Solid. It's like called Fizzant or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He's got 2 games announced, so it should be a good decade before Death Stranding.
Well, how long was there in between?
About, right?
There was almost. No, it wasn't that long between. When did Death Stranding 2 come out?
25.
No,
Death
I'm
Stranding
sorry,
2.
Death Stranding
Death
1.
Stranding
I'm
1.
sorry, not 2. Was that
Pre-COVID,
like
wasn't
2019?
it? Was it?
It was no. I think it was. Maybe it was pre-COVID. God damn it! I have no idea.
If
Maybe
only we had the
2019,
There's no way to
2020.
find
Yeah,
out.
I have no way to ever sort this out.
2019. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, like that's a significant chunk of time.
5
so,
years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. It feels weird, but I assume that that's going to happen eventually. So yes, I liked it. Did not like it as much as the first one, and I think that it was kind of unnecessary. Unfortunately, I mean, you can make the argument that what game is necessary, but like,
Right. No, I know what you mean.
yeah, it just
it brings me
I
back
kind of
to,
wish it had
like-
been a little bit more different in structure than the first game.
Yeah.
And not just more of what it was with additional guitars that shoot lightning, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to be the tired old hack that repeats the same shit all the time, but like I still can't believe that this game reviewed significantly better than the first game. And I've mentioned that a bunch of times, but like
Well,
this game is a lot of the first game, except I think the story is like somehow more complicated and worse.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I really liked it. Don't get me wrong. I liked that game. It's in my top 10, but man,
something
think it
else
feels like-
that
yeah.
bothered
Sorry.
me was, and I brought this up, I think, to Rich as well. Like, it doesn't seem like they really are acknowledging that much of it. Like, where's Cliff? Where's Mads? Like,
Yeah,
like
where's-
they don't
where's
even
Mama?
mention
Yeah.
him, not even once. Mama shows
Yeah.
up a couple of times because she's in like that circle of dudes at the end, when they're all combining their energies to spirit bomb the shit out of the ghost world.
Yeah,
or
when they're
She's in there.
teleporting. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's where you see Dollman's human form too.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
see him there. Yeah.
And I think Deadman shows back up in there too, because now Deadman and Heartman are using the same body but not the same brain.
Well, they've got 2 Ha's and 1 Ka.
They sure do, buddy. They sure do.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like Death Stranding 1 was such a divisive game. Like, a lot of people bounced off it because it was quite oblique. Like, this feels like quite a natural reflex to that. And I think, like, again, I keep saying this all the time, and it's because I'm really proud of it. About 125% of the game, but with 50% of the actual intrigue of the first one and compulsion. And I just, I don't know. Didn't hate it, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I've yet to find somebody who's like, this is the greatest game I've ever played. Although it did appear on loads of people's Game of the Year list, and I'm like, how? Like, have we played the same game? I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it is.
I mean, it was pretty high up on mine, but also, like, I didn't feel, like, super attached to anything from last year. Like, I guess.
It's
Like,
technically
maybe
a very good game. Like, it is technically Death Stranding 1 with a bunch of extra shit bolted onto it. And if that's what you want, if you just want, like, the most game and the all of the things put into the game, then that's what this is. So, I don't know, maybe people just really liked that and didn't care for the first one as much. I don't know.
I'm not sure. So, not to put a bow on your Death Stranding 2 talk, if there's any more to say.
Unless there are more questions, I am keen to
No,
move
I
on.
just really wanted to know how you felt about the giant baby.
Yeah. Bemused, I think, is where I want to go with that.
I greeted that baby with a deep sense of ennui.
Yeah.
So, aside from Death Stranding 2, I'm assuming your Bloodborne adventures continuing. Did you hop into anything else?
I did. So, a couple of weeks ago, I had mentioned that I had hooked up my Mister and spent a bunch of time configuring it. for a game, but I couldn't say what the game was at this point, and that game was Castlevania 64, baby. Specifically Castlevania Legacy of Darkness, which is the second version of Castlevania 64 that had slightly more time to bake, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's essentially the same game, but with some more stuff in it. I don't know exactly what's changed. I'm sure that we'll find out. But so
bake or fester. I think that's kind of
a little bit from column A, a little bit from column B.
It's an interesting. It's a very interesting
kimchi?
game.
love kimchi. Yeah. Ferment.
Yeah, I'm gonna let this rot in a crock on the windowsill for about 6 to 8 weeks, and then that's when it gets really good.
That's when
What was
because
it we
the
were looking at?
botulism.
It was shit, not kimchi, but kombucha. Like
Yeah, the kombucha
Yeah.
diaper. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's really disgusting. So anyway, I've played. So I was having and am still kind of having some issues with this game because it's hard, and it's not hard because the game is hard. It's hard because the camera is the worst thing that I have ever experienced, I think, in a game before.
It's real bad. It's real bad.
So bad. Like, it is actively fighting you most of the time. I just want the camera to look forward or to look straight, and it's just swinging around all over the place, just wailing itself against the walls, and I'm like, I can't. This is bad for platforming. So I'm cheating the shit out of that game. Not as much
there's
as
significant
I could be,
platforming.
probably. Yeah, there's a lot of platforming.
Yeah,
and not only is the camera bad, you're also like, the physics are kind of weird. Like, sometimes when you land, you will just stay where you are, and sometimes when you land, you will skid another 4 feet in front of you and fall off the ledge of whatever it was you were trying to hit in the first place. And I don't think there's a whole lot of correlation between what you do as a player and what actually happens on the screen. So, fucking goddamn it. I want to like this game, and I just...
Have you gotten to the garden section yet?
Like with the maze with the Frankenstein in it? Yes.
Yep, that's the one. The Frankenstein with the chainsaw?
Yeah, the Frankenstein with the chainsaw that's chasing this small child who is following you around.
Yeah. That's my... just not to reveal the peek behind the curtain too much, that was my favorite section of the game by far.
Yeah, no, I can see that for sure. But yes, I have gotten through there.
Okay.
So there are multiple characters that you can play as, not all of which were available in the original N64 release. But I'm not going to play as all 4 of them. I'm going to play as the new character, which is the one that I'm currently playing as, and then one of the original characters. And then I think I'm probably good.
How long is it to beat?
It's what, like 6-8 hours?
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
I want to say me, and I was I was using the save states tool to eliminate some
on
of
your
the stress.
Nintendo 64. How did you do
On
that?
my Nintendo 64. You see, if you hold reset and pull the expansion pack out at the same time. No. But yeah. So I probably, it was like 5-ish for the first playthrough for me. But yeah, significantly cut back by the fact that I just would hit F2 at the beginning of every boss fight again, and then.
The N64 Mr. Core does not support save states, Brian.
Yes,
so,
I know.
It's unfortunate, but what are you gonna do? I'm not having that much trouble like with that, because the main cheat that I am using is the invincibility cheat, which you would think would make things pretty easy, but it's not. The fights that are killing me, it's the platforms.
Yep.
So
100%.
it's really, I'm just kind of removing one source of minor friction in order to spend all of my time throwing myself against these fucking platforms. I got so fed up with one section that I skipped it. So I used the level, or it wasn't even a level skip cheat. It was a unlock all gates in this area, so I didn't have to do the last part of thing. I just went through the gate. So
yeah, that's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
that game's a lot.
where I am.
That game's a lot.
It is a lot.
Anything else, Leah?
Yeah. I'm still playing Vampire Survivors, guy.
I saw this yesterday. I wasn't going to bring it up, but I did. I was working diligently, mind you, at my job,
yes.
and a little pop-up popped up that said L.A. News playing Vampire Survivor. I said, "Huh, okay, yeah. Why wouldn't you be?"
Yeah, I mean that. There's nothing else to say about that, really. I can't. It's bringing me comfort right now, I think.
Yep.
So we're doing that.
That makes sense.
I also have not gotten very far, but since I had my Mister up and running, I decided that I was going to try Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, the GBA version, because I remember liking that one a lot more than the PS2 remake, reboot, whatever it is. So I haven't gotten very far in that yet, but that also has cheats if I want them, so I feel like it's probably going to go better, which, you know.
Fuck you, Axel. I'm going to
fucking Axel.
Yeah.
But, that's... Rich and I have been finished a game together, but I've been talking a lot, so I'm going to let him take that one.
Well, Rich, why don't we just switch right over to you in any order that you want? It's my understanding you've had a few things you've been playing the last couple weeks.
Yeah, but I'll hang on to a couple until next time because I've got some podcasting to do, so a bit of time taken up there. So, in no particular order, I've been playing New Super Mario Brothers U on the Switch.
Okay.
My son picked it up. He's been doing a little bit of collecting the 3-star coins on every level. Which, you know what? Every time I play one of these New Super Mario Brothers games, I know now, because these games have been out for like 20 years or something like that you do it as you go along. But fuck's sake, doing these star coins in isolation is not a fun experience. I can't.
It doesn't sound like a good time. I played the DS one, the new Super Mario, but the first new Super Mario Brothers that they released last year. That was a bad time, man. That was a bad time. Anyway, keep going.
It's like 1 Star Road level per like land, for lack of a better word, and it took fucking ages. And because you end up playing the same levels over and over and over again, it's a recipe for hating them, which is not great. But we finally did it, and I got all of the star coins, and the reward was a pop-up box that said something along the lines of, "Congratulations, you got all the star coins," and then nothing. And I felt really betrayed.
Oh, that's awful.
And I was oh God.
Not even a poop, a petrified Korok poop, huh? Nothing?
No, nothing like that.
Luigi?
Oh, yum.
Gooigi, please. I'll take the goo, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I thought it might be like something a bit more sexy, you know, like the, when you do all of the Star Road on Super Mario World and it does like the sprite change. Something like that. So, yeah, that'll be quite novel. Nope, none of that. So yeah, it turns out I hate New Super Mario Brothers U. And I'll never play that game again. And I'll never need to. I've been continuing the Seance of Blake Manor with my girlfriend Emma. So we got a little bit further in and kind of hit a point where I'm like, okay, this is getting a bit of friction. So we had like an hour to kill, and that game progresses time in minute increments based on actions that you've taken. So it kind of felt like I was going around asking kind of arbitrary questions to random people just to advance the time a little bit so that I could get to the next hour. And then I felt like a lot of guilt for like not using that hour effectively. I was like, there's no way this game would have you do nothing for an entire hour, but
Do you know about the hourglasses?
Yeah, the ones around the thing. But then again, like, as much as I know I can advance it, I was searching for, like, what is the hook? Like, what am I trying to solve here? Like, what's going on? And there was things that I could solve, but I needed to complete a task, and that character wasn't available within that 1 hour. So I'm like, God damn, man, like, this is just a lot of wandering around, like, looking for things, trying to find clues rather than actually solving things and logically working through them. So it's something that we've been playing like a little bit per week. I gather it's like a 10-hour game, so I think we're about 5 hours in, so maybe halfway through. the board's starting to clear up. We can start to see people emerging in the style of Guess Who, like a lot of that kind of guesswork's going along where you can deduce who it isn't. It's still really good. I'm still really kind of like in love with that Irish druidic man. He's like definitely fun. But I don't know, I'm sort of looking for the intrigue to kind of hook us, and it isn't really coming, unfortunately.
So I'm a little worried about you then, because my playtime, and I didn't play beyond, obviously once the game finished, it finished, was 17 hours on the nose.
Oh, okay. So maybe I'm not
might be a little
as far
longer
as
than you think.
So it's like 3 days, isn't it? And I'm not even towards the end of the third day. I mean, things are unlocking. Like it is intrigue, but it's a little bit slower than what I thought it was going to be. And actually, I'm worried that the amount of kind of lifting up rocks and seeing what's underneath there is actually kind of detracting from the core puzzle.
Okay.
Some of it isn't going somewhere. Now, I've played enough of these games to know that actually probably somewhere in the next sort of session I'm going to get hooked and there'll be a thread to follow, but it's just not quite there at the moment. But like everything that is there is kind of fun. Like it's really intriguing. It's just that I'm worried that it's kind of misdirection at the moment just because of where I am and what's going on.
Have you been jump scared by any fucking freaky floating ghosts just hanging out?
Yeah, absolutely have, yeah. Okay. And I've found like little bits of magic and things that are like obfuscated because I'm trying to be coy about the way that I say this. And I'm not able to fully use some of the runic things in a way that I want to yet. Like I found a load of them, but I can't figure out where to use them. And yet the things that I can find, I don't have the runes to unlock them. So it's all a bit like, I don't know. But like I think when you're just wandering around constantly asking characters about like arbitrary things that really they're not going to have much to say about, it's starting to get like a little bit fatiguing. But you know, probably just need to power through and crack on and get there.
Yeah, you can only ask the people about I forget her name now. Whoever the Evelyn is, she the one, Evelyn Price.
Yeah,
yes, that like. I definitely understand. I had a point maybe 6-7 hours in that game where I felt the same way, and it did take off for me. I'm hopeful for you that it will.
Yeah, like as a good example, there's one character whose husband was cheating on her with like mild spoilers, cheating on her with Evelyn Price. Like I knew who it was. I knew who's cheating on him. I knew what we needed to do, which is exercise her husband. I knew I needed to talk to the character to give the character a ring. That character just wasn't available, so it's like, you've got to fix this. And I'm like, well, fucking, what do you want me to do? They're not there. There's nobody to talk to. Guess I'm just going to wander around asking people about the clock in the hallway for another hour.
Also, another thing, I know you're not asking for me to do this, but sometimes characters, they don't appear on the map, but they are in places. Yeah. Like sometimes you just go to the drawing room and there will be more people there than it says there are. So but again, I'm not sure if that's like by design or just, you know, one of those things like those little character icon circles on the map. Do they cover each other up and you just can't see that they're in there? You know, so I found myself trusting the map a little less as time went on and be like, I can't find fucking, you know, Mr. Darcy or Olivia Darcy, so I'm gonna, or whatever the hell the guy's name is, and so I would just go around and sometimes I'd find them, sometimes I wouldn't or whatever, but it doesn't make it any easier for the player.
It's 100% going to come together. I just need to persevere. But like, you know, when you end a session on a low and your desire to go back to it's not high. Yeah. So but I mean, like, it's one of those games. I'm sure everybody who's reviewed it has reviewed it earnestly and has had a great time. And I trust your opinion, Brian. So it'll probably come together. It's just that
I hope so.
You need to dedicate a little bit more time. But the main game I've been playing is one that I do like to talk about and one that Leah's alluded to. So she and I have been playing Boku no Natsuyasumi 2, which translates to Bogo's Summer Adventure. So this is a Japan-only PlayStation 2 game. It's the sequel to the original Boku no Natsuyasumi and the predecessor to the PlayStation 3 version. And it is it is a game. It's more like a sort of story. So what is it? It's like, imagine playing, I guess, Persona, but it had like a real-time clock and there was no dungeons and all you're doing is just social linking and progressing stories and things happen. It's a bit like that. So it is a kind of third-person... I want action's not the right word. Exploration game. Yeah, that's it. It is the exact same controls as Resident Evil, so tank controls on your little child.
Okay.
And what happens is Boku goes to a little island and spends the summer with his aunt and uncle and their 2 children. And on a day, you wake up and you just find something to do. And it's up to you what you want to do. None of it is consequential. So it is literally just you and your imagination figuring out what to do. And across the summer, which is 1 month long, different islanders come and visit. They've all got their own stories. It's all about kind of like connecting with them and unlocking some of their backstory and making your way through the day. I mean, that's the premise of the game. I had
Also,
a really
there's Nazi
lovely
gold
time.
in the sewer.
Oh, there is.
There's Nazi gold in the sewer? Did I hear that?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's Nazi gold in the sewer, and the uncle, who is a kind of out of luck carpenter come hotelier stroke B&B owner is constantly fretting about how he's going to pay for the upkeep and how he might have to go back to being a carpenter while he's in his 60s or something. And Boku just didn't think to volunteer this massive stash of pirate gold and fucked off without actually sharing it with anybody. I mean, it feels
Still
like
down there to this day, so they say.
It feels like an autobiographical game, really. You know, you get the feeling that the person who developed it probably had this summer as a child and did this exact same thing and just wanted to relive it. So it's a period game that's set in 1975. And look, I'm sort of like whinging a little bit, but it was a lovely game and a really nice thing to do.
Does it conclude? Is there like an end to his
Yeah.
summer?
You get to the end of the month and you go back home.
I mean,
really? That's just it, huh?
Do you get a resolution? I don't think that's what this
your
game
mom,
is about.
So you're sent to this island for this summer break because your mom is having a baby. So essentially, the only resolution that you get is, well, she had the
Fuck
baby.
off,
you can
old
come home
kid.
now. Yeah.
Fuck off, old kid. We got a new kid. You're
Well,
old
exactly,
dude.
yeah.
Stallface, get out of here.
But I mean, there's all kinds of little mini storylines that kind of go through, on different days. You can go to this character who hangs around in different places on the map, and she will use one of those little, Brian, those little paper fortune tellers that like...
Hell yeah.
Yeah, okay.
My mother told me to pick the very best one. Yeah,
exactly.
And then you flip it over and you're like, you're marrying Olivia and you're going to live in a shack. Yeah.
Correct. Yes. She has one of those that will tell you, it'll like give you suggestions like, oh, you could go to the beach at night, or you can go to the second floor of the guest house, and you'll find something if you go there, and
Take a
it's,
bath with Simon.
Yeah. God, Simon, man. Simon's a character who is a photographer, and he's kind of presented as like this hippie character.
Yeah, he's got long blonde hair. He wears a white linen pair of trousers and a white t-shirt.
Yep.
Hell yeah, brother.
So and sometimes he takes baths with Boku.
Who's probably 8?
That's
like
7,
8. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And our grandpa, our Gramps, who is the doctor, and talks a lot about his dead wife, and also that he would love to have a grandson like Boku. And then Boku's like, "You could be my granddad," and I don't know, kind of. It's a little weird. You can give massages for money.
This is it. This is how Boku makes money, massaging elderly men for a living.
Oh man, what happened to this poor person during their childhood?
Oh gosh.
Oh my god.
It's funny.
That's what's happened.
It's all like, tasteful, I guess, and it's all
sure,
like,
yeah,
kind
no,
of
I know
like,
what you mean.
just slightly,
Very artistic, you see.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just don't think it's.
I googled that for
It's-
research purposes. Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah, but he has a summer where basically nothing happens, and it's
And that's
nice.
fine. This
It
is the
sounds
key.
so pleasant.
It is. You basically just play it. You go for a day. You find something to do in that day, and at the end of the day, you go to sleep and you do a drawing in your diary, and the drawing is kind of like a child's drawing of the most important thing that happened on that day. So it might be like, I don't know. I got stung by a bee today.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's a picture of Boku with like a bee sting, or what's his fuck failed to launch a rocket, and that's kind of something that's cool. I mean, it just reminds me of like summer vacations as a child, like, you know, school holidays, and you're like, I have no money, I have no life, I have no consequences. Like, what kind of miniature adventure can I get up to on any given day just to kind of amuse myself? And it was a really, really pleasant experience.
Yeah, it
totally
sounds awesome.
inconsequential, but I had a great time. And it was one of those things that was lovely to stream. I
mean, something inconsequential sounds like heaven on earth right now. You know what I mean? Like, just that sounds awesome.
Yeah. So this is I'll wrap up by saying this. There is a fully translated, patched version of that game that's available. It's kind of abandonware at the moment. So there's no, well, as far as I'm concerned, there's no like legalities about it.
Sure.
It's a weird one. It's like, I'm not surprised it didn't make its way to sort of Western audiences, because it's not necessarily a game. It's more like a little experience. Or an interactive adventure exploring kind of thing.
It sounds like something that would be way more or way less out of place if it were to like just release on Steam today.
Yeah,
like, honestly,
very much
that's what
so.
it sounds like. Yeah,
in the early 2000s, this would not have gone over especially well.
Right?
Yeah.
I suspect.
I suppose it could be comparable to like Animal Crossing, but I'd argue that this game has a bit more structure and more like direction than Animal Crossing does. Like,
okay,
the time will march forward and you will be compelled into certain circumstances. It's just that none of those circumstances are particularly very like perilous, you know? It's
sure.
just,
I don't know what you're talking
something
about.
happened.
I was very invested in us growing the best morning glory by only watering
absolutely.
hours and ignoring the other two.
Yeah. I mean, it does have an overarching story, and you'll get pulled into like the drama, and that's like the what's the mildest form of drama that I can possibly imagine. But yeah, it was cool. I enjoyed it, and I think more people should play it. It's about 10 hours long. You could do worse, you know.
It sounds awesome. I've already downloaded that translation, so I'm ready to rock on it at some point. You know, sometime in the next 40 years. Yeah. Is that
That's
it,
me.
Rich?
Yeah,
that's
is
you.
me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I only have two games to talk about today. The one is, I'll be really brief about. It's called Murder by Numbers. It's a game I finished.
I played that a while ago.
Did you? Okay,
yeah.
Cool. I didn't know that. Interesting. I would have been messaging you about it. It's like a 20-hour like murder mystery Picross game.
Yep.
And it fucking ruled. But like I didn't play this game in the way that I traditionally consume games, which is like start game, obsess over game, finish game. Like I love Picross, but I don't want to do Picross for more than like an hour at a time, basically. Like I want to get in, do a few puzzles, kind of just like flex the brain a little bit and then get out. And this game has a really interesting structure for that because you are doing Picross, but the way that it presents it is that you play as this woman, Honor Mizrahi. She's a TV, actually plays a detective on TV, and she loses her job kind of right at the beginning of the game. But then like after her boss fires her boss just ends up dead in his office. And like, you're either going to be like soft accused of doing it, or you can like solve it to like absolve yourself. And so like, and so you're essentially looking for evidence in the background, and that like triggers like you put your little magnifying glass over it glows red, you click it, and it's like evidence found. You solve the Picross puzzle, and that reveals the evidence. And that's kind of how this game goes along.
Nice.
So there's 4 separate cases in the entire game, and it tells the story of Honor, and she has a little robot pal whose name is Scout, who I fucking love. And I thought the story, like, it was a really nice marriage of ideas for me, because I thought the story was just compelling enough to give me reasons to keep wanting to do Picross puzzles, which, like, kind of what more are you looking for in a game like this, right? Like, I thought the story was good. I thought the character, like, it's got a really cool art style. Like, it's a little like American anime kind of styled in the way these characters are drawn and stuff. Like a little more reserved than anime, I would say. Leah, does it seem fair?
I would say so. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it was really charming and funny, and like also like super forward and friendly, and like of the gay and trans community. Like there's this one murder that takes place at a I think it's a drag bar, not necessarily a gay bar. And you meet these like this cast of like characters, and like there's this really really touching moment actually. And I am a cis white male, so it's not like I don't get to comment on these things like with authority. But there's this really touching moment where like this older detective who was like who was kind of like shepherding you into now being like a real detective is like he's like charmingly buffoonish in like how to address people at this gay bar, and like everybody's just address people by what they want to be called, man, you know, like it I don't want to say it normalize it because that would imply that it's not normal, but it just, you don't normally see such a refreshing and honest take of like what an old white grizzled detective would act like at a gay bar. You know what I mean? Like, so I thought that was really cool and really kind of refreshing and neat, and I really enjoyed it. So do you remember much about it, Leah, or did you just kind of...
Honestly, not much. I played it probably towards the beginning of the pandemic because I remember that I had it on my my Switch Lite. And I played it largely sitting at my desk in between like work stuff. So it's been a while, but I like a Picross game that is not just here do all of the Picross and listen, I will just do all of the Picross sometimes, but it's nice when there's other stuff kind of surrounding it and incorporating it, and I appreciated that. I remember more about how the game looked and how it played than I remember the story, to be honest. So
and the story is fine, but like that's like it really is just the mechanism to get you to want to do more Picross, like it works, and it works really well. I played that on Steam. It was a great like second screen thing. Like I was solving Picross puzzles while watching football games and stuff. Like it was a really good one of those. And like I started playing in December and I just finished it, like, and my Steam clock is over 20 hours, so it's like a ton of content.
It was a significantly fleshed out game, as I recall.
And by the end, you're doing 15 by 15 Picross puzzles, so they get big. So yeah, no, very cool. And then the other game I played, just because I can't stop myself, like, I don't know how you guys feel about this, but like, I'm such a fucking internet dweeb sometimes, and like I like playing new games so I can talk about them when they're new, like, because I think that I'm some fucking like, you know, like I want to play the new shit and like have an opinion on it because I'm one of those horrible people. But so I've been looking for like what's the first game from 2025 that I want to pick up and try out and hopefully enjoy. And I found one, and I did enjoy it, and I finished it the other day. It's called Mio, which is short for Memories in Orbit. It's a Metroidvania, like through and through, pure Metroidvania. It's definitely more in the vein of a Hollow Knight than a Metroid or Castlevania. And I say that as a compliment, and I'm not always complimentary about Hollow Knight. But like what I mean by that is it's fairly unguided, not fairly unguided. It's very unguided, like to the point where you don't even have a map for the first 2 hours of this game. Like you are really just you're this little robot named Mio. You are on a derelict AI ship called the Vessel. And like the ship is completely run. All of his things are run by AI, and these AI cores, which are called pearls. You don't need to know all this. But essentially, these 5 sections of the ship have like stopped communicating with each other, and you need to go find out why. And it just kind of sets you off. You start at the heart of the ship, the Nexus, and they're like, okay, there's these 5 things. Go figure it out. And for the first 2 hours, I was like, really, this game was really pissing me off. Because it's hard. The combat's difficult. It's all melee focused. You got to get in tight and hit, kind of like Hollow Knight, you know. And its resources, like Souls game or Hollow Knight, like you accumulate currency, and then if you die, that currency evaporates. But you can't retrieve it like you could in those games. I'm like, why the fuck can't I retrieve it? And what I found out about 2 hours in the game is that as I was dying, all the currency I collected had gone back to the Nexus and collected in like this pool. And when I had gone and explored and died enough resources has collected at the pool to where the person or the robot that's at the Nexus just like, it's like, hey, you've been slowly filling this pool. Hey, the map works again. I was like, oh, so now I hit select and the map button, the map pops up. I'm like, okay. And so I was like, oh, now I see all these different areas that I didn't even know existed. I could travel. Let me poke at this section. Then I would poke at that section and find something and come back. And it just, the way the layers peeled back were so fucking satisfying that like in the first 2 hours, I was like, did I just waste $20 on a game I'm going to play once and never go back to then like it became my obsession and my thing for like 3 or 4 days. And at like hour 12, I ran credits. It was really fucking good.
Nice.
The visuals are great. The music's fucking awesome. And it's the Metroidvania or the Metroid game for people who really like that non-linear, you're completely on your own, just go figure it out, poke at the walls till you find a place to go. Like, this is not a Metroid Fusion, this is a Super Metroid, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And I think that works to its benefit despite its kind of opening, like the frustrations I had. You get upgrades. You get like in a Metroidvania, like one of the other things that makes this game fun to play, you start with a double jump. Like,
okay.
you can just fucking double jump. Like, don't even worry about it, man. You're not going to see a ledge that you can't get to unless there's a little icon there. You'll know, but like you get a double jump right off the bat, which just makes it fun to move around. And makes combat a little more fun right at the start too, especially for a melee game. You know, you want to get in and out and stuff. But you're a robot, so you have these modification slots, and the way these work is very much like Nier Automata. Like, you've got a certain amount of upgrade slots that you can plug in modifications to. And so you can only have 3 or 4 of these equipped at a time. And you have eventually unlocked this robot vendor who then you can install more modifications. So it's like one of those types of games. You go out on a run, you hopefully explore, reveal a bunch more of the map, and then kind of plan your next kind of run into that zone. And yeah, so like over the course of 3-4 nights, it's all I could think about, all I wanted to play. And it, more than the game itself, like the game is cool, I recommend it. I actually wrote a review of it. You can go over to brianbabelson.com and read that if you want to. I think I gave it 8 robot hearts out of 10 because that's the official scale we use over at brianbabelson.com. But yeah, it was like, it's a really good game, but it also like it did that thing of kind of like I felt like I sunk my teeth into a brand new game, which I hadn't felt in a while. I was like, yeah, that's that good shit right there. So yeah, I think I had a very similar experience last year with Ender Magnolia. That came out earlier in the year too, and it was like, maybe January is just the time for me that I get into a Metroidvania. But have you guys seen or heard of this game at all?
I have heard of it, but I before you talked about it, I did not know much about it aside from that it was a Metroidvania. So
yeah,
I'm interested for sure.
Based on both of your histories with like the Metroid series and like the games you like versus the games maybe you don't love as much, I think this would tickle both your fancy. And I don't want the Hollow Knight comparison to be a turnoff, but I mean, like, you're not like finding the guy who draws the maps to get the map, but you don't get your map. The map doesn't get filled in until you go back to a save point, much like Hollow Knight. You know, like, combat is up close and tight, and you're swinging. They call it's a hairpin, is what you know what I mean. Like, there's similarities there. They knew what they were going for, but I think they did it really well without just seeming like they're doing the same thing. I guess that'll be a user thing because I didn't really get on with Silksong, and I only played the first Hollow Knight once. So maybe there's people who spent, like James Carter, who spent 136 hours on Silksong. He might play Mio and be like, this is just like Silksong but worse, and like maybe that's the time somebody could have. But I think you guys would dig it. Yeah, personally.
Cool. Yeah, it looks beautiful. Took a look at some pictures and some moving images.
Some talkies.
Some of those movies, Mars. Yeah. And it's got like a lovely aesthetic. I saw a part that reminded me a lot of some of the visual stylings of El Shaddai, and I was like, ooh,
oh, cool.
That
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, I could see that.
I like that.
Yeah, so check it out. I think it's $20. I got it. It was like,
it is on PlayStation Network because I just put it on my
yes.
list. So.
That's what. Yeah, it's there. And I want to say it still has that launch 10% discount. I think I got it for $17.99. And for me, totally worth that price of admission. Like, it earned all of that, if not more. I thought it was great. But yeah, it's fucking like, hey, it's fun to like things, right? Like, it's fun to like buy a new thing and be like, oh shit, this actually is for me, as opposed to feeling like, you know, not jilted, but, you know, like, it's fucking video games, man. They rule. And before, as you can tell, because go ahead.
Before we move along, and I'm going to cut off your transition here. I just wanted to throw a little piece of information in here. I was very curious as to when I had actually played Murder by Numbers, so I looked it up in my spreadsheets. my fold now decade of fucking spreadsheet. Actually, it's longer than that. But anyway, I did indeed play Murder by Numbers in 2021 in the midst of what appears to have been a binge, let's say, of co-op games. So I wanted to read the 4 games that this is quite a run. The 4 games that I played after Murder by Numbers. This is around August in 2021. So the 4 games after that are Broken Sword 2, The Smoking Mirror.
Okay.
12 minutes. Remember 12 minutes?
I
that
do.
Game was not good.
I hated
Willem Dafoe's 12 minutes.
Willem Dafoe's 12 minutes.
Broken Sword 2, also not a great game. Sorry.
Yeah, not the best, but probably better than 12 minutes. Hades. So I finished Hades in the middle of that. And then The Witness.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That must have been the time when we were just trying to sort of collaboratively will
To
one
not
another
murder
through
each other? Yeah.
terrible.
I can't imagine
games.
playing The Witness with somebody else.
It's actually a good way to do it, because you just don't have the fatigue that you do.
That's true. I did never finish that game, so maybe that would have
I
been
have found that Rich and I actually sync up pretty well for puzzle games because we have different ways of looking at the same thing. So, like, I will see things that he doesn't, and he will see things I don't. And it tends to work out pretty well.
Yeah.
Now, if we have to
that
make
makes
moral
sense.
decisions, like we should probably never play Baldur's Gate 3 together ever again, because that almost ended our friendship. But yeah, puzzle games, good shout.
Fond
I think I still
memories.
have my crazy person notebook around here somewhere that has all of the notes that we.
Oh yeah, I had a Witness
had.
notebook too. I played like 15 hours that game. I never rolled credits. I ended up just watching it on YouTube because I got pissed at Jonathan Blow. Not really pissed at him, pissed at me for not understanding what was happening, and then
You're
remembering
allowed to be
that
pissed
the
at Jonathan
architect
Blow.
was
Yeah.
Jonathan Blow.
Totally
Exactly.
fine.
I was like, "Fuck this guy! I'm gonna watch this ending on YouTube. He's gonna piss him off because he would know."
Got him.
Got he.
He's somewhere just grinding his teeth and shaking his fist right now.
He's watching the viewer count on the ending cutscene, just like these motherfuckers. You don't deserve Braid. Anyway, so of course this is a show where we rank video game characters. We do have a theme this time, and I think it's only fitting, Rich Davison, that you be the person to tell the theme to the people.
Cool. Well, in honor of Brian, who didn't manage to get his character off in the last episode, we are gonna do attempt to do a trio of Metal Gear Solid characters. So we've each gone and picked from the Metal Gear oeuvre, which is going to be fun because this could be exceptionally deep or wafer thin, and God help us all.
Two out
because there's
of
some
3
deep
of these
stuff here.
characters are not even from numbered entries, so
Indeed.
you know.
So yeah, Metal Gear Solid characters that we love, I guess. I don't know. I don't even know if that's possible, but wanna introduce.
Yeah, I'm gonna go first, and I can say, and I'm not trying to skew the science, because this guy might end up low on the list, but it doesn't change the fact that I do love this character. So as you mentioned, Rich, I'm making my way through the Metal Gear Solid series. I played Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3, and I'm about 8 hours into Metal Gear Solid 4. Currently, I didn't talk about it because I just want to wait until we're done before I talk about it. And yeah, so Metal Gear Solid 2 is I think I said this, I struggled a little bit with Metal Gear Solid 1 just because it is an old game, but also I've tried to play that game a few times, so like I was already kind of like a little, like I knew that first section cold despite never having finished the game, right? So it didn't feel like a brand new game. Metal Gear Solid 2 was brand new, never played it at all, never touched it. And from the outset, like you have that barge section, whatever, and then once you get into the meat of it, you're playing as Raiden, and you get to meet Liquid Snake's kind of like growing menagerie of like just fucking weirdos, or in this case Solid Snake, but like there's just a rogues gallery of shithead like bad guys that you end up seeing in this like montage, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna fight every one of these motherfuckers before the end of this game. And then that's why when it happened in 3, I popped so hard, I'm like, oh fuck, they're doing this again, let's go. I was all pumped up about it. And the one that I was endeared to was the first one that I actually took out. It's not the first one you fight, but it's the first one that you actually defeat. And this is a character who goes by the name of Fat Man from Metal Gear Solid 2. You're a fat man and you like setting bombs on this oil rig or sort of a Metal Gear factory. But we know that's not your passion, baby. You live for the blades, you die for the blades. Gonna bring rollerblading back in a big way. Check out my inline fucking skates. Oh, baby, this is my life and my whole personality, and I'm a fat man. Can I tell you guys a tale of the fat man?
Please do.
So Fat Man is a large human being, a large individual. He's wearing a bomb disposal suit because he's a bomb maker, you see. He was, oh, my daughter's here. Say hello, Zelda.
Hello.
Okay, there she is. So Fat Man is a former like explosive expert who worked for, I believe, the NYPD. Yes, the NYPD bomb squad. And he was just like, you know, like the shit when it comes to like, you know, knowing bombs and defusing bombs and being the bomb guy. But he got jilted by his he's Dennis Hopper from Speed, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Does anybody see
Yeah,
Speed?
yeah.
Like that's clearly what Kojima was referencing here, right? Like he's like he's gonna kill Jeff Daniels by the end of this movie. And Fat Man basically made the bombs and made the explosives to try to take down this anti-pollution rig / aquatic Metal Gear factory. Look it up. I'm not correcting myself. In the middle of the Hudson River, and Fat Man tries to blow this whole thing up as part of the elaborate plot of this game. And let's see. Oh yeah, he wears rollerblades.
Huh?
He does. He does indeed.
He rollerblades on the top of a helipad.
Yeah.
While sipping wine from a champagne glass.
Yeah. No,
And
Brian,
then-
like, can we just sort of pump the brakes there for a second?
No,
What is Fat Man's
I would have kept
job?
going.
Right, so bear in mind, this is a man who drinks copiously and wears rollerblades. Now, what does he do? What's his occupation? What's his vocation?
He's a bomb maker. He makes high grade explosives.
Sure does.
Capable of taking
exactly.
down an entire.
His job is bomb.
His job is bomb, and he doesn't seem to be very good at it. Because I can detect them and then freeze them all with a freeze ray. Fat
Well,
Man's
to be fair, how is he to
ridiculous.
know you were going to have a freeze ray?
I mean, that's true.
No one could have known.
So I know I bloviated for a bit there about Fat Man, but
Do you
like,
get it? Because not only is he large, it's also a bomb reference. Oh,
yes, yeah. So Leah, do you remember Fat Man? Like, do you have core memories of Fat Man like I do now?
I remember Fat Man, yes.
Okay.
Because I remember that fight kind of being a pain in the ass, but also being incredible because this dude is skating around setting bombs on rollerblades with his wine and listen, he is living his best life. When you say something like that about someone living their best life, that's what he is actually doing. Like, he doesn't give a shit if you think that and I just learned this from the notes, that his passion for manicures is not becoming of a large bomb maker. He doesn't give a shit if you think it's silly that he rollerblades around a rooftop.
You just
Who
want to look
cares?
fabulous doing it.
Exactly. He is doing what makes him the most happy, and that's just being a fucking freak on a rooftop. And I respect that about Fat Man, actually.
And this guy can move on them skates. He is hauling balls around that helipad. Rich, you're I would say the Metal Gear expert. I say that every show now. Like, what are your thoughts on the Fat Man?
I think the Fat Man's one of the stronger bosses in Metal Gear Solid 2. I think it's, I mean, absurd, obviously. And I feel like it's like Kojima basically threw darts at a wall, and what came out was Fat Man. I mean, let me read from the wiki here as an expression. So this might get a bit long and bloviated, but we'll see what we can do. So let's start here. So Fat Man eventually became so uncontrollable that he no longer played even by his own rules. A Stillman discovered when he found out that the C4 packages didn't carry the signature scent of Fat Man's cologne. Fat Man displayed a sadistic side when taking joy in the death of Stillman and his activation of a large C4 package that resulted in the countless deaths via Big Shell's destruction, etc., etc. I think like what we've got here is a character that is just so many calling cards in one motion that it's absurd, and I love him for it. And my favorite thing about Fat Man is, like, obviously as a fight, it's kind of cool watching him sort of like mince around the Big Shell on his rollerblades with a glass of wine and a Glock semi-automatic pistol or whatever. But then when you kill him at the end, there's like a cool little Kojima-ism where you've got to kind of move his body because the final bomb is below his body. And it's all the time. I used to forget that you can actually sort of like scoot around bodies in this game in a cool way. I thought, yeah, you know what, like, as a character, he's a load of fun. As a boss fight, he's kind of fun too. There's a lot of stuff going on. And then at the end, there's that little sort of like, not breaking the fourth wall, but certainly like shifting up the kind of like expectations and the mechanics of the game to do something pretty cool. I just, it doesn't have much of a legacy in the Metal Gear pantheon, for lack of a better word. It's just a bit of a shame that he's kind of come and gone in one motion, but he feels like a much stronger callback to like the bosses in the likes of Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake and the MSX. So cool little character.
Go ahead, Leah. No, please.
I just have a small nugget here that I found to be fun. Fat Man's design was admitted by Yoji Shinkawa to be the most difficult to create of the Metal Gear Solid 2 characters, as he was to make him both obese and good-looking at the same time. We all know you have to be skinny to be hot.
Well, mission accomplished. I mean, look at them. Picture of beauty.
I will say this is a bit of trivia from the wiki on him. Now, it says this is unconfirmed because the following information has been detailed in official Konami licensed media and written by various external authors, but his status in the Metal Gear canon is unconfirmed. Fat Man once had a child arch nemesis. Do you want to know what his name was?
I bet I do.
Yeah, what is it? Can you guess?
Little Boy, isn't it?
It's Little Boy, yes. Uh-huh. And Fat Man later killed the child.
Of course he did.
That's wild.
Oh man,
I too have many child arch nemesis.
Me too. I have two in this room with me. They're eventually going to kill and usurp me and take all of my stuff.
Their job as your offspring.
That is their job. It is their noble right. The other thing about Fat Man that I find pretty interesting is that he also just has a straight up New York accent. Like, he might as well appear by saying, "Hey, I'm Blade in here." Like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I love him. And then the only other thing that I wanted to talk about before getting him ranked is the way that you eventually dispatch of the Fat Man is you have to knock him over and then you have to shoot him in the head. You have to shoot him in the head like 11 times, though. Jesus. Like, you have to zoom in.
He's got a very thick skull.
Well, he's wearing the bomb suit, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like, the bomb disposal suit. And again, it's one of those things, I feel like the idea came first rather than the execution, as is often the case.
For sure.
That's where you get the best Metal Gear bosses, I think.
I spent way too long trying to knock him off the roof of that thing. I was determined that was the way I had to kill him. And he would just hit the invisible wall. And I'm like, where does he have to be? Turns out I just need to shoot him in the face about 14 times.
I'll do it.
Yeah, that will do it. So, I mean, I've said enough for me to rank. Leah, you already kind of described what he looked like. He's wearing a giant bomb disposal suit. He's got a big fat bald head. And he's skating around on rollerblades holding a wine glass. I don't think there's much else to talk about.
What more is there? That's pretty accurate there.
So I'm looking here at this list. For those of you playing along at home, after you've obviously read my Mio review on BrianBelbazon.com, you can go over and check the character issues list, which has 179 characters on it currently. And as much as it pains me to admit it, lady and gentlemen, I don't think Fat Man is going to influence the 69 spot.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
But I don't think he's that far away. So when I was looking, kind of like trying to get a sense of where he was, Fat Man gives me. So there's a popular video game series by Capcom called Mega Man. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with this. Where all of the different robot masters had names like Metal Man, Snake Man, Guts Man. Miles, what's the name of a robot master from Metal Gear or from Mega Man? Anyone?
God,
Yeah, go ahead and say it.
Snake
Wiley?
Man.
Airman.
Airman. Okay, that's a
you
good
go.
one. Thanks, buddy.
All right.
Airman. So all those things. I think Fat Man would be a really good, like he might as well have been made by Dr. Wily. And he's very athletic, like one Bo Jackson. So my initial suggestion for Fat Man on this list is right in between Dr. Wily and Bo Jackson, the new number 85 spot. What were your thoughts on that? Did you have a wide variety of opposing thoughts?
Yeah, so
I like
I was looking in a similar, because I went to George Stobart, the 100% neutral man.
Yes.
And I thought, I think he's better than that. But I agree, he does not reach the lofty heights of 69.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean that's still quite a large section of list, but I think I like I like where you're going with this. I'll say that.
Rich?
Love it. Yeah. So I know that, like, in general, Fat Man is not like a massively memorable character, but the cool thing about having Fat Man on is, like, he's just a sort of like plethora of like little attributes and qualities and different kind of sensibilities that make it a really strong contender for the list. I mean, like, I'm looking at some of the things that we didn't get around to on the wiki here. Like, he's supposed to be a genius person and a narcissist, and as a child he did manage to successfully make a nuclear warhead at the age of 10. That is a beautiful, like, little anecdote about who this character is. And I think there's all these little bits and pieces that we can draw upon when we're ranking future things. So having him in he's in the top half now, isn't he? Because we've got 180 characters on the list. That's a cool little addition, and I'm a big fan. Love Fat Man. Let's the Fat Man bomb. That
So do I.
great.
And if I had only played Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2 so far, he'd be my favorite boss that I've fought. But unfortunately for him, Metal Gear Solid 3 had 3 other bosses that I think I like more. But that's neither here nor there. So Fat Man is now I forgot the number, 85 on our list, in between Dr. Wily and Bo Jackson. Congratulations to Kojima. A lot of talk today on the podcast about Kojima. So congratulations to him. I know his ears are burning somewhere.
They always are.
I'm just thinking here. I can't remember who went first last time. Does anybody remember, or should I just flip the characters?
I think it's a fucking devil's deal who goes next, because we've got two deep cut characters.
Yeah, I think. I mean, we have two characters here, one of whom is probably going to have more discussion than the other. I will yield, actually, because I would like to discuss Rich's character as well. I mean, I want to discuss mine, but I think mine's going to hold.
Okay. All right. So we will hold off. I mean, we might have time to do both. We're not going to have time to do both. So, Rich, why don't you tell us who you brought? And boy, this name seems familiar. But anyway, please go ahead.
From the sublime to the ridiculous, or vice versa, depending on your perspective. So, regular listeners will know that one of my favorite games of all time is Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. And, like, Leah sent me a meme the other day, and I can't remember what the cut and thrust of it is, but it's like when somebody wants to get into political theory, and then it's just the Peace Walker kind of logo, because that's just how
it was like
it is.
Somebody coming into a party and being like, I'm not going to talk politics, and then one beer later, and it's the entirety of Peace Walker, or something like that. Yeah,
that's it. So there's a ton of kind of like deep thinking. I think this is where Kojima went into like his like disappeared into his own butthole for a minute and started reading all of the kind of like Cold War politics, but that didn't stop him from conceiving of some of the most absurd characters in the list. I mean, I won't go through some of the characters in the actual Peace Walker because we'll get to them at some point, and I know Leah is also picked from that kind of that game as well.
Spoilers.
But I've gone for the lowest of low-hanging fruit because it's probably going to be either the easiest and or the most complicated character that we've ever had to discuss on the Character Issues podcast. This is the AI expert known as Dr. Strangelove.
Kojima likes movies, strange love. Yeah, Kojima, have you actually seen that movie? Cause your references tend to take the source material and miss the point now. That's the name of a movie, Rich.
Nah, it isn't. And Kojima doesn't like movies as well, so
No,
pure
never seen
coincidence,
one.
I'm sure.
He refuses.
Yeah. No. Right. Okay. Where do we start? So, Doctor Strange.
And also, she's strange love because she's gay.
Yeah, and that is a strange.
And that's so strange.
Yeah, it is so strange.
Cool.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. Well,
Yep.
we can get into this. Let's give a kind of description of who Strangelove is. So, Brian, I know you haven't played Peace Walker, so I'm gonna try and sort of skirt around some of the more deep aspects of this,
Sure.
so that you can do it yourself. And I'm also going to try and skirt around some of the spoilers because Strangelove is important to the story, but maybe like not the most essential part of the story. So, Strangelove is a 1960s AI expert because AI and human artificial intelligence was massive in the 1960s, of course.
Yeah, totally.
Naturally.
And she is a British woman in her mid-40s, which is kind of cool, actually. A bit of representation in games. And she is gay, hence the name Strangelove. Now, she is also kind of important to the broader Metal Gear lore because she's the mother of Hal Emmerich, who is the Otacon, who was in the other thing. And she's also the kind of lover of Huey Emmerich, Hal's father. So, I don't know how strange her love actually is, but by all intents and purposes, she is a gay individual. Now, she is gay and is gay for the boss, if that's a phrase that is acceptable to use.
I mean, who isn't?
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
I mean,
100%.
not gonna lie. I mean, those two people fighting at the end of Metal Gear Solid 3, I couldn't tell who I want to make out with more. So anyway, please continue. Yeah.
And her whole thing is that she is so enamored by the boss and the boss's logic and her patriotism that she wants to create an AI in the same vein of the boss. So the AI that Strangelove creates is entirely motivated by the exact same thing as the boss is. And obviously the kind of side plot here is that she's besotted with the boss and wants to kind of have some kind of AI equivalent of the boss so that she can maintain a relationship with her. And that's probably all that you need to know about Strangelove's motivations.
Sure.
What's more interesting about Strangelove is the kind of nonsense bollocks Kojimaism of it. So, Strangelove, obviously we talked about it, strange because she's gay. What else is Strangelove? Mid-40s woman. Cool. She's also an albino, and that's the reason why she's into AI, because she couldn't go out in the sunlight, and therefore had to go out at night and got obsessed with the stars.
Only she hadn't spent all of her time inside.
Indeed, yeah.
So I just looked this up because this was bothering me from the minute I opened the wiki page. It says that she can get sunburnt in a minute.
So as a redhead, I am familiar with this. Unfortunately,
yeah. So my
Not
wife
even a redhead,
and son,
but same, yes.
my son who just chimed in with the Airman reference, hollaback to Miles Edwards. They are both gingers with skin that's appropriate. I mean, probably the color of a regular sheet of 8x11 printer paper, right? They are very light. So they get very quickly sunburned. We have to sunscreen them up, but 1 minute is pretty severe.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe
Anyway,
1 minute,
please continue.
on the equator.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, the whole conceit that she was so averse to. I mean, look, she's also British, so this does track. But one she was so albino that she couldn't even go out in sunlight is kind of an interesting sort of like Kojimaism. It's sort of like could make sense in like the most extreme version of our universe, but really doesn't. And I think this is obviously how Kojima does. He like sort of paints in broad strokes. Strangelove is like an interesting character because I think it's the first expression of like a female character that isn't overtly sexualized, but at the same time, in a Metal Gear game, in my opinion, so that, like, you know, Metal Gear 1, Mei Ling and Naomi, definitely sexualized. Metal Gear 2, Fortune and, is it Rose? Sort of, but, like, definitely Metal Gear 3, Eva is basically, like, straight away, like, you know, unhidden.
Oh, yeah, no, it's crazy overt in 3, yeah.
Strangelove is not, and I always found that really refreshing. She's kind of like a fully realized character. Like, her motivations are a little bit kind of oblique and convenient, but actually, like, what she's doing is additive to the story. Like, her motivation to create a AI that, like, Peace Walker uses to try and sort of generate mutually assured destruction hangs together in the context of Metal Gear Solid 3. And I actually think Strangelove's, like, one of the most sort of emblematic and important sort of motivations that holds the entire, like, her motivations are the same motivations that hold the entire Metal Gear series together. The idea of like nuclear armaments, mutually assured destruction, it's all pretty good stuff until you find out that she's also a rapist, because she is
what's that now?
Person, yeah, she sexually assaulted Paz, who is I know Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker and Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes, and to some extent Metal Gear Solid 5. And I think it's just like this whole idea that everybody is broken in some way as well, in a way that I don't necessarily trust Kojima. And I don't think it adds anything to the story as well. So it's a kind of like weird sort of misstep, in my opinion. I really like the character. Don't really like that side of her, though. Who would have thought?
I didn't realize. I think that she was actually that she had actually assaulted Paz. I thought she was just being creepy. So that's disappointing.
Yeah.
I'd like to.
She is a strange love, you know. Her strange love extends to non-consensual love, you know.
So you you mentioned that she's a fully realized character, which it sounds like she is, but like Kojima still had to Kojima a little bit, because I went down to the gallery. And apparently, if you get an S rank on Peace Walker, you get to view Strangelove in a bikini.
Yeah. But obviously, otherwise, normally what she's in like a sort of two-piece, like over, like, you know, waistcoats. Like,
she looks like she goes to school with Chie and Yosuke from. Yeah. She looks like a Persona 4 character.
She's got that androgynous look, and then generally, if you look at some of the other concept art by Yoshi Shinkawa, she's got that like emblematic, like red double-breasted coat on. So like covering her up, giving her that kind of like androgynous mentality, and then why not put her in a bikini at the end of the game, because Kojima, fucking always the same, isn't it?
Yeah, so, he can't help himself, I think.
So I'd like to just she did appear in official website series called Versus Battle, where they had to describe her like strengths and weaknesses. I'd like to just read these guys to you. Strengths: AI expert, able to capture big boss. Weaknesses: sunlight, friend to Cecile, and love and love for the boss. That's a weakness. Featured fact: Strangelove created the Peace Walker AI in the mold of the boss, ultimately helped the big boss, and helped develop Metal Gear Zeke. There's a lot in there. I mean, like, when your first strength is AI expert and your first weakness is the sun, like, it. I don't know.
Isn't that every AI expert in some capacity?
Exactly.
You know?
That's exactly what I was getting at.
It's relatable.
Yeah. Mark Zuckerberg's weakness is the sun as well. I'm pretty sure. Oh man.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
I guess I got a question for you. Does she appear in Metal Gear Solid 5 at all, either Ground Zeroes or Phantom Pain?
I don't want to spoil it. I really don't want to spoil it. But
okay, never mind
then. The whole.
It's a complicated answer, actually.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not surprisingly, given that it's Kojima, but
Sure.
Surprisingly complex.
She's in some of the tapes. Yeah, like her untimely kind of disappearance from Metal Gear Solid 5 is quite interesting and is a really important plot beat on what happens with both Huey and Hal. Like, I won't spoil it, but it is... I actually do think it's kind of a fitting end for Strangelove based around things that she does, who she was to different people, and actually, you know, for all she has that kind of foibles and like missteps, genuinely think that character is very important to Peace Walker, definitely, but actually sort of lands in Metal Gear Solid 5 in like a really interesting way. And actually what happens to her makes Hal an even more interesting character, and Huey for that matter, I would say.
Interesting.
I'm being aloof because I really want you to experience it for yourself.
Oh, no, yeah, no, I get it. But again, like I said, I'm going to forget everything we just talked about. I I had to be reminded that she was albino. So,
I can add a non-spoiler
please,
thing,
Best of luck.
and it's fuck Huey. Actually,
Yeah, fuck Huey. Yeah, definitely.
Huey looks just like Otacon. I'm looking at his picture right now. They look like the exact same person. Like kind of like a somehow more roguishly handsome John Lennon is what I'm getting from these guys. So Rich, we got 180 characters on the list now.
Yeah.
Like Strangelove. Now you've said some keywords that I really liked, and then you also mentioned that she was a rapist. So, good luck.
But like, it's weird because like I put that more on Kojima than on Strangelove, like as a character, because like you've got to go digging for this kind of stuff. So like, what's the good things about Strangelove? Like a cool like aesthetic. A important character of the Metal Gear Solid lore, a really interesting like philosophical debate on what it is to be an AI, and then also on like Cold War politics. What's the bad stuff about Strangelove? A rapist, a torturer, a British albino. Like, unfortunately, it's a mixed bag here, and like
in that order,
the two don't play off one another well. So, while I am fond of Strangelove, it's more for her addition to the actual Metal Gear lore than it is to actually her as a character. So I don't know if I can be trusted to be impartial on this, but I think for my own kind of, if I was doing this in isolation, where would I go? I instinctively would prefer to put Strangelove at the new number 116 between Eden from Final Fantasy VIII and Aya Bria from Parasite Eve.
Ooh.
What do you guys think? I mean, ultimately what I'm saying here is I think it's Ken Amada. I think he's better than Ken Amada.
I was actually looking considerably higher on the list.
I am never going to complain about that.
And I'll tell you what started me looking at this is I was looking at some of the other Metal Gear characters that we have on here, because even before today, we had a number. So, our latest placement, of course, is Fat Man at number 85. Mm-hmm. And I think that Strangelove is a better character than Fat Man. However, I do not think that Strangelove is well, I don't know about better character. I don't think that on this particular list, by our standards, that Strangelove beats out Liquid Snake, who is currently at number 63. So that's kind of the area that I started looking in. And I think that I might suggest number 71, which would be between SAX from Metroid Fusion.
Yep, nailed it.
And I continue to mix those up. And the Great Deku Tree from the Legend of Zelda series. So
wow, those
thinking.
are that's a wide
disparate
range.
Yeah. Disparate rankings there, so Brian, you
I was definitely more on your side of it, Leah, than on Rich's. Mm-hmm. Not saying that Rich, you picked a side. I think that you made a modest suggestion for the character you brought. I know we tend to do that.
Underappreciate, I think, just because I don't want want to curry favor.
So like it's that conversation that we always have with the list, because this is like this is where I like start to take the podcast seriously. It sounds so stupid, but like I like. Despite her flaws and misgivings, I mean, like, Sephiroth is a mass murderer, and he's the number one character on the list.
True.
You know what I mean? Like,
True.
so it's not a morality thing. I don't want to, and I'm not brushing aside the fact that she seems problematic.
Just as a slight aside for a second, right? When I heard the word mass murderer, my first thought was, "Where's Nathan Drake on this list?"
Exactly, he's way down
pretty
there.
low.
Yeah. But so I was thinking like where I saw like just because of her importance kind of and significance to the franchise and kind of what we're talking about here, even though I haven't experienced it myself, like in my mind, like that falls above characters like Parappa the Rappa, Junkrat, King, Knuckles even, you know? So I was kind of in that zone that you were in, Leah. So I think what I'd like to suggest is I think I have more of an affinity for both Sin and the Great Deku Tree than Strangelove, but then again, I haven't played the games. So my initial suggestion was going to be the new number 74 in between Sin from Final Fantasy X and Flowey from Undertale, but I could easily be persuaded to move up too. So it's not like that's not like a hard fast line. I just and Gigas is fucking I think if you guys are comfortable making that concession, I think the new 74 is that good with you, Rich?
Yeah, I love that.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, personally, like a really important character in one of my favorite games. I'm never going to complain about Strangelove being there. It's cool.
Awesome.
And again, a lovely character to bounce against. Final observations on Strangelove. I feel like maybe Kojima essentially thought of the character before he actually watched Doctor Strangelove and How I Learned to Stop Worrying About the Bomb. Because those two characters, nothing like one another at all. And I think that's beautiful.
Kojima definitely feels to me like a person who wants everyone to think he's really into Doctor Strangelove without ever having actually sat down and watched Doctor Strangelove.
Yeah,
for
that's
sure.
right. That's
Yeah,
Such a good movie. Such a good movie.
Oh, it's fantastic. Actually, that's one of the movies that I like. Every kid in America who goes to a liberal arts college, like you have to take a certain amount of electives. So almost all of us are like film and cinema and like whatever. So I took a mental health it was called Madness in the Media. Mental health is portrayed in film. And one of the movies we watched was Dr. Strangelove, and I fucking loved it. So that's my, hey, little story time with Brian there. You're all welcome. But until then, Strangelove is now number 4 on the list, right in between Sin and Flowey. Rich, how does that make you feel?
Fucking great, man. Yeah.
Awesome.
Like, what a lovely little chat that was. Happy to put it in there.
So if you want to see the entire list, I am currently, if I sound distracted, it's because I am copying and pasting our new entries into the characters you list on brianbabelson.com as we speak. So feel free to go over there and get a Sephiroth still at the top. He's been at the top since June 8th of last year, and now we are up to 181 characters. Of course, the 181st character we haven't mentioned him in a while, but it's also fuck him is Chadley from the Final Fantasy VII remake. He's down at the bottom. I feel like we did good work for today.
That little bitch.
Yes. I've been recently poking at Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I played through an amazing Gold Saucer section, was totally jazzed. I'm like, I'm going to play this game to the end. And then I got to the Gongaga region, and I'm like, I never want to play this game again. So
that is a rough part of that game. Yes,
we are. We're in the ups and downs. But either way, fuck Chadley. Still, did. Although he did just help me unlock Alexander, but really, I did all the work. So eat shit. Anyway. That's going to do it for this issue of the Character Issues podcast. You can go to brianbabelson.com to see the list, to read the Mio review that I mentioned like 17 times there. You can go over to, where can other people find us, Rich? So
you can email characterissues@gmail.com. Again, youtube.com/@characterissues. Why not leave a comment? I mean, I think we were talking essentially as well, if any of us have got like a little bit of appetite to do some game recordings, we might slink something up there. But if it's a nice, convenient way to kind of give us some feedback, that'd be great. It's always nice to hear from the listeners, especially if your name's what was it, Andrew,
Yeah.
which is the majority of our listener
Yeah,
base.
Andrew.
69% of our listeners are actually named Andrew.
And
exactly.
just a quick shout out to Listener Meowth. I received your email and have added your character you suggested to the rank. We didn't forget about you. So thank you very much for suggesting characters. You can suggest a character, give feedback, ask questions, suggest Re-Rankapalooza stuff, all the things if you want to send us an email at characterissuespodcast@gmail.com. So multiple avenues with way our DMs are open on Blue Sky too. So feel free to shoot us a question over there if that's what you prefer. Just get into contact to us. Now we have 3 ways. There's no excuse for you to not contact the podcast now. So, frankly, ball's in your court. We're going to be disappointed if we don't hear from all of you. Leah, hey, do anything else to add? People, places to find you?
No.
We're just getting out of here. We're good.
I'm not on the internet. Get it away from me.
I'll copy that. Rich Davidson, any other place for people to follow you?
I guess we're all on Kane and Wince. New volume's up. We've started recording. Yep. You guys have got what? Castlevania coming up. I've got Roll Cage and Roll Cage Stage 2 recording this weekend.
Nice. And we got Bale and Wonderworld hot and heavy after Castlevania.
Hell yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Leon was on a bender that day, isn't he? I think he just wanted to give
I think he was
everybody a
just
bit of
like looking at the schedule and just like laughing, like these motherfuckers.
Got him.
They'll play what I tell them to play, and we do.
man.
So like that's, yep.
And I guess it just leaves it for me, Brian, to say thank you to all of you guys for listening. You can catch next week. You'll get the Character Issues News Network for news, or do the top 3 gaming stories from the week as chosen by us. And then we'll be back in a couple weeks for a new Character Issues podcast. But until then, it's just up to me, Brian, to say our Character Issues catchphrase, which of course is, if you on rollerblades, you're looking to catch my D.
Ooh.
Okay, that's not where I was expecting that to go.
I don't know where that came from. Sorry, I blacked out. Did I say anything? Did I have a
No, it's
catchphrase?
fine. Show's
Okay,
over.
good.
Show's over.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, I can't disagree either. So, that's key.